All right, welcome to this explainer. I am so pumped to be your mentor today as we decode the ultimate blueprint for cracking the RRB Assistant Loco Pilot exam. Look, if you're already part of the technical staff and you've got your eyes set on an early promotion to drive Indian Railway's most powerful locomotives, you are in the exact right place. We're going to walk through literally every single hurdle together, from the initial application all the way up to sitting in that Senior Loco Pilot seat. So, let's get that energy up, grab a notepad, and let's conquer this thing.
Here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll hit eligibility and trades, cracking the CBTs, the CBAT psychotest, duties and medical, salary and perks, and finally, the promotion ladder. Let's dive right in.
Starting off with Section 1, Eligibility and Trade Requirements. Let's see if you're actually technically qualified for the tracks. So, the big question is your educational pathway. Whether you've got a hands-on trade certificate or a full engineering degree, there's absolutely a place for you here. If you're coming in as a 10th pass candidate, you've got to have that ITI certificate in specific trades. Think fitter, electrician, or mechanic. But hey, if you went the higher education route with a 3-year diploma or an engineering degree in mechanical, electrical, electronics, or automobile, that perfectly substitutes for the ITI requirement. You're good to go.
You do need to keep the age bracket in mind, though. You've got to fall strictly between 18 and 33 years old for this high-stakes role. Sure, there are some standard age relaxations for certain categories, but 18 to 33 is basically your primary entry window.
All right, moving to Section 2, cracking the CBT stages. This is all about surviving the knowledge tests.
Now check this out, because this is where a lot of candidates stumble. Notice the massive jump in mental stamina required when you go from CBT-1 to CBT-2. CBT-1 is essentially a 60-minute sprint. You're tackling 75 questions across math, reasoning, science, and general awareness, and yeah, there's a nasty 1/3 negative marking penalty. But then you hit CBT-2, that is a straight-up marathon. You've got Part A with 100 questions, plus Part B testing your specific trade with another 75 questions. You literally have to survive 150 minutes of intense, unbroken focus.
So how do we beat that? Well, as your mentor, my absolute biggest tip is consistency. You need to build that 150-minute stamina by taking mock tests religiously. Here's a great daily schedule for you. Dedicate your fresh morning hours entirely to technical subjects and those mock tests. Then, use your afternoons for speedy, rapid-fire revisions of your general rules and subsidiary rules, the GR and SR. Set strict weekly targets for your promotion exam subjects. Remember, mastering extreme time management isn't just about knowing the right answer. It's about knowing it in under a minute so the clock doesn't completely trap you.
Next up is Section 3, Mastering the Aptitude Test, also known as the CBAT psychotest.
Okay, the magic number here is 42. You have to secure a minimum of 42 marks in each of these 5 specific tests. They're going to test your memory recall, how well you follow complex directions, your spatial depth perception, your ability to hold focus during the concentration test, and how fast you can process visual patterns. A pro tip for those emergency simulation questions they throw at you: always prioritize safety and strict procedural rules over just being fast. And honestly, the best news about the CBAT, there is 0 negative marking. None, so you can really go for it.
Let's roll into Section 4, Job Duties and Medical Standards. What is the actual reality of the locomotive? This right here is non-negotiable. Securing the A1 medical standard is an absolute must. What does that mean? It means perfect 6x6 vision, completely flawless color vision so you literally never miss a signal, and absolutely 0 night blindness. The medical test is incredibly strict for a reason, guys. Any physical compromise up there could lead to an absolute disaster on the tracks. Because look at what you're doing every day. Your routine isn't just sitting in a comfy chair watching the scenery roll by. It is incredibly demanding. You're constantly assisting the senior pilot, keeping hawk-eye vigilance on track signals, and stepping up to do minor locomotive troubleshooting on the fly. When high-pressure emergencies strike, and believe me, they will, your strict compliance with safety rules is literally the only thing standing between a smooth journey and a major crisis. You need a sound mind and a rock-solid body.
All right, Section 5, Salary Structure and Allowances. Let's talk about reaping the financial rewards of all this hard work. Prepare for some massive financial leaps as you advance. You start out as an entry-level assistant, taking home around 35 to 45,000 rupees a month. Not a bad start, right? But just look at that growth curve. Once you hit Loco Pilot for goods trains, you're jumping up to around 75,000 rupees. And when you finally take command of passenger or mail trains, you are easily crossing that 1 lakh rupee mark every single month.
And that's not even the whole story. On top of your Level 2 basic pay of 19,900 rupees, you get this incredible stack of allowances. The absolute game changer here is the running allowance. It's based directly on the distance you travel. Because you're constantly on the move, this allowance provides a massive boost to your gross pay. Throw in night duty perks, free top-tier medical care for your entire family, and free railway travel passes, the overall compensation package is just exceptionally strong.
Which brings us to Section 6, the promotion ladder. Let's see how we actually climb to the top.
This timeline right here maps out your real-world milestones. You start at the base as an ALP. If you put your head down and really work hard, within 2 to 5 years, you're taking the controls of a goods train. Give it another 3 to 5 years, and you can move up to passenger trains. Eventually, based on your seniority and merit, you take full command of the most prestigious mail and express trains, ultimately reaching the absolute peak as a senior loco pilot or crew controller.
But keep in mind, promotions aren't just handed out automatically because you've been sitting there for a few years. You have to master these success skills to clear your internal departmental written exams. You've got to constantly update your knowledge of shifting safety rules, maintain a completely spotless disciplinary service record, and critically, keep your body and your eyes in absolute peak A1 shape to pass those rigorous medical renewals. So there you have it. The track to Senior Loco Pilot is laid out perfectly in front of you. All the milestones, the serious financial rewards, and the immense responsibilities are clearly defined. The blueprint is literally in your hands right now. So the only question left is, do you have the drive, the discipline, and the focus to take the controls? Keep grinding, hit those mock tests hard, and I honestly cannot wait to see you commanding the railways. Keep pushing yourself, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.